Welcome to the Serious Sarcasm podcast. My name is Jay DeRozier. Everything you hear is purely my opinion and absolutely not gospel truth. If you do find yourself getting a little bit too worked up over what I say, feel free to take your opinion and, well, you know where. Now that we got that straightened out, sit back, relax, and you might want to get yourself some popcorn because it's going to be a long one. Enjoy the show, y'all.
What is going on? Welcome to another episode of the Serious Sarcasm podcast here on the DeRozier Media Network. My name is Jay DeRozier. And every week we are always joined by the voice of God, the podcast Dr. Phil. How you doing, bro?
Whoa. What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Life is good, bro. Life is grand. Happy to be here, man. Happy to record today.
We got a jam-packed episode this week.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff. We got like 4 episodes here.
Yeah, we literally got 4 episodes worth of content for this one episode.
Yeah, let's do
Hey,
it.
but first and foremost, before we start, I do want to send a quick rest in peace to Young Scooter, rapper fresh out of Atlanta. And, of course, another rest in peace to none other than the great actor, Val Kilmer.
Oh, Batman.
Yep, Batman. Batman and Iceman.
Yeah.
Iceman. But also, specifically the Young Scooter, too, because his death was just like
Tragic.
dumb luck.
Tragic. Yeah, somebody called 911 on him and then
Yeah,
he ran.
he got, basically he got swatted, right?
Yeah.
And he died because he got swatted. So that's like, yeah, it's different. It's different, bro.
That's tragic.
It sucks, bro. People are dying left and right, and it sucks, bro.
Yeah.
But to move on from that, we also want to send a quick shout out since this is the month of April, and this is our first episode in the month of April. On behalf of myself, I'm going to say Phil, too.
Yes.
And, of course, the entire DeRozier Media Network family here, we want to send a big shout-out to World Autism Month. And April 1st was World Autism Day as well.
Yeah.
As parents of kids on the spectrum, we want to say how great they are, how great and amazing they are. Superpowers out the ass, you know what I'm saying? And to those who are fellow parents like us, or even just advocates for these kids or people in general, for that matter, thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys do have for everyone.
Absolutely.
But Phil, let's get the show on the road.
Bro.
Speaking of kids, Phil, if I told you you had a baby with a woman that you can't stand, right? And the best way to like get out of it is to pay all 18 years of child support up front, would you do it?
Hell yeah.
You would? Just so you wouldn't have to deal with her or the kid ever again?
Well, I would still deal with the kid.
You'd still be a dad?
Yeah, just I wouldn't have to deal with her.
Fair. But Anthony Edwards didn't take your advice. So for those who don't know, Anthony Edwards is a superstar NBA player for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Superstar.
Anthony Edwards is 23 years old, mind you.
Yep,
So
23. Kid.
I want to preface the story by saying Anthony Edwards is 23 years old. When the woman that we're about to speak about got pregnant by him, he was 22 years old. So only a year difference, but I want to give you guys the crumb lines, the breadcrumbs to where I'm going here. He impregnated a woman by, I think her name was Aisha Howard. Aisha Howard.
Okay.
Aisha Howard is 41 years old, I believe. She could be a little bit younger, a little bit older.
Oh, for real? Damn.
Depending on the situation.
She could be his mama.
But basically, she was more or less allegedly was being reported, she was Anthony Edwards' side chick. Anthony Edwards has a girlfriend that we all know about. She was a side chick, but Anthony Edwards told her, like, yo, I don't want no babies with you. I don't want anything to do with you if it's not, just this, which is pretty much just having sex. She ended up getting pregnant, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Anthony Edwards told her, like, have an abortion. Supposedly, it's reported that he offered her $100,000 to have the abortion. She said no and had the baby anyways, right? Even though Anthony Edwards has said multiple times, like, I don't want nothing to do with you or the child. Now, allegedly, it's being reported that Anthony Edwards told a judge that he's willing to pay $1.8 million up front for all 18 years of child support.
I mean,
Phil, what do you think about this, bro?
That's a strong move. That's a bold move, Cotton, whatever how he says it in dodgeball. Anyway, yo, you gotta go for it because I'm my opinion is my opinion only. So don't shoot me, shoot Jay. A lot of these women do this as a job. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a job for them. So she got paid.
I agree with you. But before I say my next comments, can we roll the video of Aisha responding to these reports and rumors real quick before I give my full opinion?
I've also come to realization that there are just certain allegations that I will never, ever beat with you guys.
She got a filter.
I came into this situation with the status because I have a child by a very successful artist, right? From then, I'm viewed as a certain type of woman because I'm beautiful and I have a nice body. And normally women like that attract a certain caliber of men, which is also not my fault.
We can cut this. We can cut this. I ain't trying to hear all this. All right, so
it's your fault because I'm beautiful.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Number one, I can't stand her voice. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't stand her voice. This has nothing to do with this. It's just a side bar.
A Regine voice.
Don't get me wrong though. She is a beautiful woman. If you see her pictures on IG, she.
I mean, she's a smoke show.
Let me tell you something.
Now, if I pay that $1 million, do I mean I get to hit it again or what?
I don't think so.
Damn.
I wouldn't think so.
Man, you got to do what Drake does with the hot sauce. Work it. Honestly, though,
I still think that's top 5 best things Drake has ever done is do the hot sauce trick in the condom.
Guys should get NBA stars should get vasectomies when they get out of their first year of college, and then they can reverse those.
Oh yeah, you can reverse a vasectomy. That was gonna be my thing. I was gonna give my advice. I was gonna give Anthony Edwards, but to the people who are on Anthony Edwards' side and the people who are on Aisha Howard's side, let me just tell y'all something. They're both piece of shit individuals in this situation. Ooh. Let me explain why, Phil. Number one, Miss Howard, you knew the man didn't want nothing to do with you or that child, and you still decided to have that child because, granted, I don't want to put nothing on her jacket because who knows? Maybe she doesn't believe in abortion, right? And she just wanted to have the kid because she's like, I got pregnant, at my age, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is. So, to the people who are on her side, I just want to say it's very possible that she's a gold digger. And she's talking about the status that she has from getting pregnant by a rapper. Mind you, the rapper that she's talking about that she got pregnant from, her oldest child is from, you know who the rapper is?
Is it Future?
No, Lil Baby.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Now that I think about it, yo, Aisha has a fetish for going after younger rich men.
Because they're stupid.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Is she a predator?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. To me, she's a predator. Mm-hmm. At your age, bro, because I feel the same way about men who are at that age that go after the 21, 22-year-olds. My nigga, you're in your 40s. Why are you chasing after women that are 20 years younger than you? In her case, I guess men that are 15 years younger than you. Like, why are you chasing these people? But I do consider it a form of predatory behavior. Personally, that's just me. Whether it's a man doing it or a woman doing it, that's just who I am. This is what I think. You don't have to listen to me. It is what it is. To Anthony Edwards fans who are on his side of the spectrum as well, no matter how much ill will you may have towards that woman, the child is innocent in this no matter what. Now, I get wanting to pay the child support and get away from that woman, but still, the child is still innocent in this situation. So that's the only thing I'm kind of like, oh my G, just get the vasectomy. And then come to find out, he's had, I think, reportedly 4 kids in the past 2 years.
Oh no.
So he might want to look into that. Obviously, he doesn't like to use condoms. Maybe he could be allergic to latex.
Okay.
Oh no, fun fact, I messed with a girl once who was legitimately allergic to latex, bro. I'm not even trying to crack a joke right now. I'm being dead serious.
So you put it in the butt.
I hate it here. Phil, Jesus Christ, Phil.
What?
Come on, man.
That's what
that was funny though. I ain't gonna lie, that was funny. But oh man, This situation is funny to me because I see both sides in it, and I'm kind of more on Anthony Edwards' side on this.
He set a precedent, bro.
But I'm saying, if this is actually true, what's being reported, right, and this actually goes through, do you understand the precedent this is actually setting for all like rich men who are fathers, like Anthony Davis? Because think about it. I mean, Anthony Edwards. Think about it in this side, in this spectrum, Phil. Anthony Edwards, I think, is like a second year of like a $200 and something million contract with Minnesota.
Correct.
Yo, you know he still has to re-up, and he's probably gonna get double that.
Yep.
When the NBA's salary cap and everything goes up.
Yep.
He's probably gonna double that 200 mil.
Yep.
She's not gonna see any of that.
Nope.
I think that part is crazy.
And she may go broke in 5 years.
Well, she might look for another young nigga like Cooper Flag or something to go get pregnant by. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens with that. Before I go to the next topic, though, I did want to send some love and support out to that father who got arrested for dropping his kids off at the McDonald's to go do a job interview.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about that story, Phil.
Yeah, but when's the last time you heard about it?
That's true.
Because he ain't go to no job interview. He was slanging, and his daughter ratted on him.
For real?
Yeah, she said that he had a backpack, and he went to the apartment complex next to him with the backpack full of stuff. So the police did what they didn't normally do. They went over there. They went to go talk to the apartment complex or the hotel, and she was like, "Yeah, I saw him. He was here. He didn't go for no job interview. We wouldn't hire him anyway." But yeah, so he just lied.
Oh well, still want to show him some love though, because I'm like. Supposedly, when I found out he was like 24 years old and he has a 10-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 1-year-old, I'm like, wait a minute. You had your kid when you were 14, maybe 15?
That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
I mean, maybe the baby mom was like her. She's older.
Well, what pisses me off about the baby mom situation, she came and picked up the kids. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm thinking, like, where was she at? Maybe she was actually at a job interview, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just want to show some love, thoughts, and prayers to that family because I can only imagine how embarrassing that is for your family, especially in this day and age. Like with Trump's tariffs, there's gonna be a lot of more fathers doing that shit now.
Yeah, man.
Because anyways.
So can she come back and be like, "I want more money," or no?
I feel like she can't. If you agree to that stipulation, like here's 18 years of child support, and you blow through that money within the first 3 years, I got nothing to do with that at that point.
Because that's only $5,000 or $6,000 a month.
Yeah, it's like $5,000 or $6,000 a month. I'm sorry, $5,000 or $6,000 a month is more than enough to raise a child.
Of course, but not with her. Not to her though. Not to her lifestyle. Remember, she has a baby by a very famous rapper.
Well, that's because she's trying to live a lifestyle she can't afford on her own without the kids being present. Ooh. And I'm not really throwing a shot at her on that. I'm just being real. Like if she could afford that lifestyle without the child support would really be there, right? Mm-hmm. Because let's say she was making the same money that Lil Baby or Anthony Edwards was making. I don't see why you would really make somebody else pay child support or make the other parent pay child support here. If you guys make the same amount of money and you guys live the exact same lifestyle.
Correct.
See where I'm going?
Yeah.
She take my money when I'm in need. Oh, by the way, I just want to say one quote of hers that before we go to the next topic. Yo, she was like, "Oh, people are calling me a gold digger, right?" She said some shit that was like, if I'm a gold digger, what does that make you? Because she was talking about the women in her comments that are probably dating or getting pregnant by broke men. Mm-hmm. And that shit had me crying, bro.
Burn.
She a clever woman. She's very clever. Mm-hmm. That's probably why she got pregnant for all these dudes. But anyways, y'all, to the next topic. Let's talk about the Zeus Network. So if you guys don't know, Zeus Network is the worst network that's ever been brought up in the world and has put the black community back about 50 years.
Oh, they produce baddies, don't they?
No, farther than 50 years, because people in civil rights and the Civil Rights Act era had way more self-worth than the people who pop up on the Zeus Network. So basically, over the past 2 weeks, right, Phil? Mm-hmm. The Zeus Network has been under fire because there's been a lot of like content creators who helped build the Zeus Network who haven't been paid out from the company. The Zeus Network just announced that they're canceling one of their main shows, which is Baddies. If you don't know what Baddies is, you are one of the better people on earth that don't have to listen to the bullshit that comes from the show. But I'm just so happy about the downfall of this damn network because all this network did was just expose how ridiculous that some people of a lot of cultures are, because it's not just black people on the Zeus network acting like fools. There's Hispanics, there's white people, there's Asians, there's a bunch of degenerates from all cultures who decide to go on the Zeus network and just be fucking idiots. So I'm happy that the downfall is coming, and it's here, and it's coming fast, quick in a hurry. Like, Phil, do you know about the Zeus network?
I only heard that it was just baddies. So
it's just ratchetness, bro.
Yeah, ratchet station.
It's literally just it's food stamps on TV, bro. Like, what people think, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, Phil. What the right wing of America thinks of people who are on food stamps, literally, if their thought process came true and the people actually on food stamps that they think they are was here in real life, that would be the Zeus network. But little do a lot of people know, a lot of people who are on food stamps are just hardworking citizens who can't make ends meet in this economy, so they need a little extra help. But the Zeus network is, I'm just happy it's done. Well, not done yet. It's getting there. It's almost there.
You know, Zeus wasn't their first name for the station. You know that, right?
Nah, it was called something else, wasn't it?
It was NGRRS.
The sad part is he's not lying. Phil, I know you dead ass right now too, and I want to move on to the next.
Okay, I had to throw it in there.
Speaking of people's downfalls, have you heard about Adam 22?
Adam 22.
So
fucking guy.
For those who don't know, Adam 22 is a very popular podcaster, media host.
Cuckold.
Yeah, Cuckold is one of them. But Adam, okay, let me just get up for this, because I think this is going to be a larger conversation, because we're going to get the jokes off in this conversation, but there's a larger conversation to be had, and Phil, you and I are going to have a larger conversation about this, all right?
Okay.
So basically, long story short, Adam 22 admitted to the decline of his network financially, so they're going to be doing a lot of layoffs at his network, and also closing down their studio that they, well, not the studio, the warehouse that they have, that they shoot their all their network shows at, right? He also admitted to they're in the middle of a lawsuit right now from a former employee as well, which is also hindering their financial, which is also contributing to their financial strains, right? Mm-hmm. So to a lot of people, they're like, oh, they're so happy that Adam 22 is failing, blah, blah, blah. Like, and it's cool. I get it. I'm with you on that one. I want Adam 22 to fail as well. But I don't think a lot of people understand when he says the business is failing. I don't think a lot of people understand how much business and hard work goes into podcasting or building these media networks for YouTube and Patreon, Spotify, Apple, like how much work goes into this behind the scenes. Like Adam 22, No Jumper is a huge platform. They probably have a staff of at least 50 people, right? Huge, right? I don't think people really get the concept of, like, for him to say out loud and basically just be as transparent as possible and say this, that's not a good look, not just for him, but for the industry as a whole.
You think so?
Am I tripping for saying that?
No, but I think it's good that it's transparent, and then, I mean, honestly, it's good for me because now more people are going to come to me instead of doing it on themselves.
Oh yeah, for sure. People are going to be coming here to listen to stuff rather than going to Adam 22. But with everything that's going on around No Jumper, with, you know, they got a RICO charge. Well, a couple of people that have been on their show or been on their platform have RICO charges out in LA right now. They have federal indictments with former employees. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on with that specific network that's not just what Adam is talking about. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. But to just speak very real, like, this was coming. This was coming for a long time.
It happens to a lot of companies that, because I watched the video too. He was talking about they grew very fast during COVID.
Yeah.
And they kind of didn't anticipate the downfall once COVID recovered.
Yeah.
And so they kind of bit off more than they could chew right off the gate. And that's just poor management.
Yeah.
So sad on that part. But yeah, man, that happens. That's happens to businesses though.
Yeah, it's being an entrepreneur. You have to deal with uncertainty day in and day out, right?
I mean, look what we were just talking about off the air.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Yeah,
that nigga in jail.
That nigga in jail. For those who don't know, you don't need to know.
You don't need to know.
You don't need to know. You don't need to know. But yeah, that nigga in jail.
Can you put that on a shirt?
Granted, we're not laughing about the nigga being in jail. We're just laughing about how this kind of fits in with this shit here. Mm-hmm. But being an entrepreneur, there's a lot of uncertainty going on in the world and going on in business right now, especially in America with this economy. You just heard about Trump and his fucking tariffs this week. So for Adam 22 to be as transparent about this, I applaud him for that. I still want him to fail, but I applaud him for that.
Now, so let me ask you this question.
Also, another thing is, you pimped out your wife and you still can't make no money? I just realized I've been speaking about this for the past like 5-10 minutes. I didn't mention that part. My nigga, you've become successful in the porn industry by pimping out your wife, and you still haven't been able to turn a profit. Well, as much as a profit if you thought you were gonna turn out. But yeah, Phil, as you were saying.
So you say you don't feel sorry for him, right?
No.
But the people that work in their production and all that stuff, they could be losing their jobs. Do you still feel bad for them because they work for a piece of shit guy?
I don't feel bad for them for one reason and one reason only. There's plenty of times. Okay, the best way I can say this as an analogy is when the Titanic hit the iceberg, it didn't see it coming, right? Mm-hmm. In this situation, the iceberg. You see the iceberg from a mile away. You have plenty of time to jump off the boat or course correct the boat. You guys didn't. You kept riding it out because it was lining your pockets. All the bullshit that was going on at your studio with people snitching on themselves in interviews, all the bullshit that was going on around the studios with the fights and the shootings and all that other shit, all the bullshit that was going on in the studio with people self-snitching on themselves. Like, there was always so much stuff that was going on that was harming not just the black community, but music in general and the music industry in general and hip-hop specifically. And you guys let it go on and on and on and on and on and kept turning a blind eye to it. So now you expect me to feel sorry for you now that everything is failing. I don't feel one piece of remorse for you. You deserve this. Mm. Like, Phil, I've said this before on the pod and I'll say it again. If we were here on the show and I invited a comedian on here, a white comedian, he started saying some wild shit about a black woman, and I didn't correct him here, like then and there, if 1 year from now the podcast fails and I expect black women to rally around me, no, I deserve my failure.
That's true.
And they deserve to laugh at me about my failure. That's just how I feel about it.
That's true.
You had plenty of time to be like, nah, that's not what we do here. We shouldn't do that here. That's not the best way to make content. We shouldn't do it, but you guys didn't. You just kept letting it fester and fester and go and go and go and go and go. Now look where it's at now. But anyways, Adam 22, as much as I do want to see you fail, I'll be honest with you though, this kind of, I'm not gonna say it warms my heart because even though I do want to see Adam 22 fail, this still isn't cool to me. Because just like I think there's a space for myself, there's a space for a Joe Budden, there's a space for a Elliot Wilson, there's a space for Adam 22. I feel like everybody has a space in this content creating area or realm of the internet, and it sucks to see him fail this bad, but it does bring a little smile to my face a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Speaking of failing, Phil, have you seen this video of Dr. Mike versus 20 anti-vaxxers?
No, but I think Dr. Mike is super cool though.
You think he's super cool?
He's funny.
He's all right.
You don't like him?
I don't like him for other reasons.
Oh, okay. You must know more than me.
Nah, he's pro Israel, so.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
I don't follow people for that. I just looked at his.
No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, that's the only reason I really fuck with him. Like, but besides that, like, I got nothing negative to really say about the guy.
Isn't he Jewish?
No comment. So for those who haven't seen this video, go on YouTube right now and just search up Dr. Mike versus 20 anti-vaxxers. So, basically, there's this YouTube channel. YouTube channel. It's called Jubilee. Jubilee does a lot of these like one person versus blah blah blah.
20.
Like 1 versus 20. Very similar to like the balloon pop challenges, but in this, it's basically, let's say for example, they had what was it? I think it was a left-wing economist or something like that versus a bunch of Trump supporters or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
They do a lot of these videos for people to sit down and debate, like everyday people off the street to sit down and debate with some of these people who are talking heads or talking figures, whether it be in health, politics, sports. They do this all the time. And they do a great job at it too. Some of the content is freaking incredible to me, honestly. But I would be remiss to say, well, if I didn't say, this is probably the best video they ever made, Phil.
Doesn't the vaccine
Can we roll this clip real quick?
save lives?
Correct. It lowers the death rate. It doesn't prevent it 100%.
Okay, so why are people dying?
Because it's not 100%.
Play that clip one more time.
Let's watch it again. Here
Doesn't
we
the
go.
vaccine save lives?
Correct. It lowers the death rate. It doesn't prevent it 100%.
Okay, so why are people dying?
Because it's not 100%.
So for those who didn't watch the full video, if that little 10-second clip we just played is pretty much the antithesis of the entire 30-minute video, bro. Phil, did you take a chance to watch this video?
I didn't get a chance to see all of it yet.
Phil, when I tell you, bro, you're going to watch this video and your mind is going to just fry, dog. Because I'm one of those people where this is one thing I hate. Either you want medical treatment or you want medical advice.
I saw that on Pitt
What's Pitt?
TV show.
Pitt is a TV show?
He said the same exact thing.
Oh, The Pitt. It's on HBO, right?
Yeah.
I have it in my watch list. I haven't watched it yet.
Great show.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone suggested it to me because they said it was better than Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, it's uncensored.
They were like, it's better than Grey's Anatomy, but it takes place specifically in just the ER.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna start watching that this weekend.
Yep.
But basically, what I got from this video is a lot of people who haven't done their, I'm not gonna say done their research because obviously people have done research, but the wrong type of research. It just bothers me that we live in a day and age where, Phil, I'm just a regular guy off the street. I'm a podcaster, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know more than a medical doctor who went to school for 20 years.
Right.
Or went to school for 10 years and has practiced medicine for the past 30. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do your research.
Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Another thing is, too, Phil, besides that 10-second clip, another thing I've noticed is that a lot of these people who are anti-vaxxers get their information from, like, WebMD. Like, they stub their toe and they be like, oh, why does my toe hurt? Oh, my God, death. Like, nigga, I'm going to die from my...
You
It's
got
like, bro,
cancer.
what happened?
You've got cancer.
You got cancer. It's kind of ridiculous, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, man. I just wanted to shoot the shit about that clip real quick. But let's get into something fun. So Vibe Magazine has just released a list of top 30. Let me get this right. The top 30 guest female rapper verses of all time. And some of these verses are pretty dope. Like, they got people like Nicki Minaj on this list, Lil' Kim, of course,
Multiple times.
Left Eye. Oh yeah, Nicki Minaj and Lil' Kim are both on this list multiple times.
And Foxy.
And Foxy Brown, correct. Queen Pen. If you don't know who Queen Pen is, she was the guest verse on No Diggity. Who else is on this list? Trina's on this list. Remy Ma.
The Brat.
The Brat. Some of the greatest female rappers. Missy Elliott is on this list as well. But it's a top 30 list. But we're gonna go through the top 10. And Phil and I are gonna give our honest opinion about some of these verses, all right?
Okay.
So Phil, number 10 on this list, which I think is too low on this list to start out, by the way, Phil.
Really?
Number 10 on this list is Left Eye's verse on You Know What's Up remix by Donald Jones. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest with you. This verse should be top 5 on this list.
Really?
Let me explain why.
Okay.
No one on this earth listens to You Know What's Up by Donald Jones if Left Eye's verse is not on that song.
Oh, absolutely.
If you play the first 10 seconds of that song and I don't hear Left Eye going, what? Say what? Say what? Say what? If I don't hear Left Eye, next song. Am I wrong?
You are correct. That is the song.
If I don't hear Left Eye's voice on that song, I'm skipping to the next song.
That is
Sorry,
the song.
Donald Jones. You were a great R&B artist in the 90s and early 2000s. Big dog. I'm not listening to that song without Left Eye.
Why'd they pick that photo of her, though?
Yeah, it's a terrible photo of her, by
look.
the way. Yeah, that's a terrible photo of her. Even though that photo is kind of her personality, because she kind of was a quirky, fun personality.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Number 9 on the list, Lil' Kim's verse on Quiet Storm remix.
Top 3.
That verse should be number 1.
Ooh.
Hot damn ho, here we go again.
Oh, do the dance.
Oh, you got to do the Lil' Kim dance. But no, that verse is top. I think that's the best female guest verse of all time.
Okay.
Like, hot damn ho, here we go again. But, yo, that's my Brooklyn style speak for itself. Like a wrestler, another notch under my belt.
The embezzler, clone
Treasurer,
treasurer,
the UNO competitor. I'm 10 steps ahead of ya. I'm a leader. Y'all on some following shit. Coming in this game on some modeling and shit.
Yeah.
Bitches suck cock just to get to the top. 100%. Every line I drop, it's the Q to the B to the MOBB, Queensbridge, Brooklyn, then with DEEP. What? Bro, she killed that verse.
Oh, yeah.
That verse is number 1 to me, bro. And this is, I am a kid from Brooklyn, so I am a bit biased when it comes to this verse, but I love that song, bro. Phil, you don't understand how much I love that song, Doug.
It's a dope song, man.
Number 8 was actually Foxy Brown, one of your favorites.
Okay.
Her verse on Affirmative Action. Now, let me explain. That verse should be top 5 as well, I think. Because she was on a song with AZ, Nas, and...
Cormega.
Who?
Cormega.
That's who it was. Sorry. I got the list open in front of me, but I'm not reading off the thing. But I'm trying to think who else was on that song. And she had the best verse on that song. And for those who don't know, this is prime Nas. Like, Nas 1998 to 2002 Nas. Mm-hmm. Like, this is Nas. Nasty Nas. Escobar. This is Escobar Nas. And she had the best verse on that song, bro. Number 7, Mia X on I'm Bout It, Bout It. For those who don't know, Mia X was a rapper on No Limit, and she killed that verse too. What else? Number 6 was Remy Ma, Annie Up remix, which is still kind of crazy that she had the best verse on that song.
Oh, wow.
Because remember, Annie Up had like another version with Busta Rhymes as well.
Yeah.
And everyone remembers Remy Ma's verse on that remix.
Interesting. Okay.
It's crazy, right?
I put that at number 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Number 5 is Trina, Nah Nigga. You ain't no nah nigga?
Yeah.
That'll represent like me. That'll look like me.
No, that deserves it.
That's a Florida song. If I ever heard a Florida song.
Yeah.
Number 4, Lil' Kim on I Can Love You by Mary J. Blige. That's a great verse as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I gotta remember how that verse starts. I can love you better than she can. I'm trying to remember how that verse starts, Phil. You remember how that verse starts?
I'm not even gonna try.
Bro, hold on. I gotta remember how that verse starts, because that verse is one of those songs where it's like if I hear the first line of her bar,
You remember everything.
I know the whole song.
Don't get blocked.
No. I'm not playing the song. We're not gonna get demonetized. All right. I'm trying to remember the song. I'm trying to remember that verse.
Now I watch you play Columbo, Picasso, Tricks Inside Colossals.
But that's the middle of the verse, ain't it?
Yeah, it says memorable lyrics, so I guess they. Just
Oh yeah, there's memorable lyrics at the end of the explanation.
Mm-hmm.
If I told you once, I told you twice. QB, throw the booty like some groupie from Mo Ice.
Okay.
Almost Truck High, swig the bone like you shade. Been in love with you since the days of Juice. Now I watch you play Columbo, Picasso, trips about the final.
Okay. Go ahead.
Who you loving? Who you want to be thugging? Yep, I know that verse. Sorry, I love that verse too. That's a great verse. Foxy Brown on Ain't No Nigga by Jay-Z is a third. It's number 3 on this list.
Don't even think I remember this song.
Ain't no nigga like the one I got. No, none can fuck you better.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say you know that song.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm tripping. Number 2 is my favorite.
And you know what's crazy too? That song wasn't even on the album. You know that, right?
It wasn't?
That song was on the Nutty Professor soundtrack.
Shut up.
That song was on the Nutty Professor soundtrack, and that's fresh off Jay-Z's first album, Reasonable Doubt.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, some of these verses are kind of like history lessons in hip hop.
We need to do a one where we pick like the best not real songs. You know, like you know how movies play fake songs.
Oh, number one would be the that I'm on a boat song from Lonely Island.
Lonely Island. Yeah.
That'd be number one on the list, easily.
Yeah.
Number two on this list. Okay, this is where we're gonna get controversial now. Number two on this list is Nicki Minaj, Monster.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
Pull up in a monster automobile gangster with a bot bitch that came from Sri Lanka. I don't know. That might be number two for me, Phil.
That's number one for me.
Well, number one for me is that Quiet Storm remix from Lil Kim.
Yeah.
But this Nicki Minaj verse is probably number two.
Yeah.
Number one on the list, though, is another Lil Kim verse,
Yep.
which we can talk about. But it's Lil Kim's verse on All About the Benjamins.
I still think Biggie's verse was the strongest.
No, I think the best verse on that song was Jadakiss.
I thought you were gonna say Diddy for a second.
Well, Diddy's verse was written by Jadakiss, so I mean that's a 2 for 1 right there. So,
Oh, okay.
so I mean, if you wanna say Diddy, I'd say there's Jadakiss again.
All right.
I mean, Diddy had the most memorable line in the song. You want to be ballers, shot callers, brawlers, who be dipping in the bins with the spoilers. But Phil, be honest, you think the Nicki Minaj verse is number one for you?
Yeah. Because I like that song just because of her verse. But
Really?
yeah, that's a. I mean, all Little Kim should have a list on her own.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, but nah, I think this list was good.
I think a lot of these rappers on this list, like Lil Kim, Nicki Minaj, Remy Ma, Trina, and Missy Elliott, you could do a top 10 list for them separately,
Yeah.
for all five of them.
Yep. No.
But I will say this, though. The thing that gets me about Nicki Minaj's verse on Monster is that when you think about it, bro, she was on a tear at that point in time. Because she had dropped that, if I remember it correctly, she had that verse on Bedrock.
Yep.
She had this verse on Monster, and then she had that verse on Hello, Good Morning with Diddy.
Yep.
So she was knocking out guest features, and killing them left and right in the early 2000s.
This was what, 2009, I think.
Monster was 2009?
Gotta be. Let me Google that real quick.
Oh no, it got to be 2009 because Bedrock came out around that same time. Yeah, because that had to be 2010 because I was a junior or a sophomore in high school when that verse came out or the album came out.
So this says, 2010, October 2010.
Yeah, I'm about to say because I remember the first time I heard that verse, I was like, this girl is killing it. Pull up in a monster, automobile gangster with a bad bitch that came from Sri Lanka. Yo, she killed that shit.
Oh yeah.
So let me get this. Wait, I'm the Ricky, but my features in my show 10 times you paid. 50K for a verse, no album out. She killed. One of these days, we're gonna have a top 10 like hip hop features of all time. And that Monster verse will be probably number 10 on that list too.
Could be, man. Very well.
Of hip hop features of all time.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's end the episode off on a fun note, Phil.
All right.
Let's do the bro what you want.
Bro, what you want?
So this situation happened about a week ago or a week or so ago, but we didn't talk about it on the last episode.
About a week ago.
I wanted to take some time for everything to fester, and so before we spoke about it. But if you guys didn't hear about it, a clip went viral of gospel artist and reverend Mr. Marvin Sapp. If you guys don't know who Marvin Sapp is, never would have made it. Never could have made it without you. Phil, can we play the clip?
I thought you were gonna keep going.
Nah. I don't want to get demonetized, bro. I'm already singing all these rap verses too on top of it.
Right. All right. Here we
And
go.
they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. It's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small
here's the best part. Here's the best
seed.
part.
If I get
Here's the best part.
1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone
Phil,
up
it
here,
gets better.
we've all sowed and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically,
You can edit it right there. You can edit it. That's my favorite part of that clip. He goes, besides him telling the ushers to close the doors, by the way, and just pretty much holding people against their hostage inside the church. My favorite part is when he looks at everybody on stage, like the and it just goes, "Hey, you people up here need to give $100. Fuck the $20. Y'all need to give $100." Phil, can I just tell you the audacity of this man?
Tell me.
The audacity for you to ask everyone for $20 a pop or $100 a pop for the people on stage, and you wearing a $50,000 Rolex.
What?
Play the clip again and watch his arm.
Holy
And they
crap.
understand the cost.
He blinging.
That's a $50,000 Rolex, bro.
Good Lord.
How dare you, bro? How dare you? Don't get me wrong. I understand when it comes to giving collections and, giving tithes to the church is something that you should do. The church is a staple in the community that's starting to die slowly but surely because people are scamming churches or pretending they are churches. No shots fired. No shots fired. Phil, do not laugh at what I just said. Phil, don't laugh because I can hear you getting ready to laugh. Don't laugh.
Okay.
Okay. Back to what we were saying. I will say this though, his math is pretty damn good for him to say if the people inside the church, about 1,000 people, give $20 each, and the people who are watching online, which is another 1,000 people, give it $20 each. It would be $40,000, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty damn good math, right?
Yeah.
I will say this though, don't ask me for $20 when I ain't got it. I'm coming to the church to see if I can get salvation and get help with my issues. And my pastor's wearing a $50,000 Rolex.
Yeah, that's not what the church was about.
Like, and this is the problem with black churches. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. This is one of the issues that black churches are facing. Black churches are facing an epidemic of people doing this type of stuff, people scamming the churches, people frauding the churches to the point where people don't want
in jail.
For those who don't know,
Inside jokes.
For those who don't know, I'm not explaining that joke. You'll probably hear about it through the grapevine. I'm not explaining that joke.
On the news.
But stop, Phil. But nah, in all seriousness though, the black church failing in the communities is a domino effect to R&B music too, by the way.
You think so?
Yes.
How come?
A lot of the R&B singers in the 80s and 90s started out in the black churches. That's how they learned those runs and everything like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
So like now, you don't hear those runs in music no more?
No, it's all AI.
Yeah, that part too. Shout outs to Playboy Cardi.
Migos.
Migo! But to Marvin Sapp, man, you gotta bro what you on, man, because this is ridiculous.
Bro, what you on?
And then, Phil, I didn't even tell you the best part. You know he had an interview after the fact to like clean it up?
No, what happened?
He said, I'm just gonna let you guys know, I just told the people and the ushers to close the doors. I never told them to lock the doors. People were able to leave at any time they wanted to. Man, if you don't shut.
Bro. Wait.
Before we end this episode off, though,
What you on?
he gets a double bro what you want. Thank you, Phil. Can we get one more for the road?
Of course.
I'm like, bro, what you on?
But to end this episode off, Phil, anything you want to say before we sign off?
I'm going to block everybody from turning off their podcasts until they sow a seed of $20 donation. You're free to leave whenever you want, but just I'm going to just delete the door. So
yeah, we greatly appreciate it. Sow a seed of $20.
Yep.
Before we sign off, though, I do want to give a quick announcement. Officially, the official website of the DeRozier Media Network at jderozier.com is officially live. You can get your DeRozier Media Network merch. You can get merch from here for the Serious Sarcasm podcast and also merch for our other show, Fupas and Flapjacks. I will say this website is the best website to get all news, subscribe to our newsletter, also to get any new updates to any shows and any shows that we plan on announcing in the future. So guys, please log on to the jderozier.com, the official website of the DeRozier Media Network. We appreciate you guys. It's been another episode of the Serious Sarcasm podcast here on the DeRozier Media Network. You guys be safe. See you guys next week.
Can we get a Jay DeRozier bobblehead?
A Jay DeRozier bobblehead? Yeah. I've thought about that, but I'm doing coffee mugs right now, so you can probably get one of those.
Oh, okay. All right. See y'all later.
All right, see y'all.